All right, cool. Can you see the screen?
Mhm.
Nice. So we're talking about the Wisendale 2023 Instagram feed. Obviously, we got some various artists who have contributed. What do you think overall?
I mean, I am super happy with how everything came out. We have a whole variety of artist contributions, these color pencil sketches and really fun confounding photographs, and then these architectural uh, sci-fi kind of alien apocalyptic type of vibes, along with a lot of construction materials. So I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of variety. I mean, the artist that you have with the colored pencil, like that adds a pretty cool dynamic to it, for sure. And the mix of like almost contemporary art, right?
Mhm.
So it's all you Hunnigan and his egg is wild. Okay, so when we go through pairing them, talk a little bit about that there. You started from the top or started from the bottom? Start from the
Yeah,
bottom, right?
on the bottom is where I'm starting with the first ones. So I mean, I absolutely love this glove on the ground, left on the ground image. I just felt like it was a great either greeting, like as a first image that you encounter, or even the last one. But I
Hmm.
just felt like it's such a just like one single object, but it captures so much about like I don't know, encountering like these fun little moments in your daily life in
Yeah,
space. And
yeah,
I feel like that just feels like a great way to open up or end any kind of entry point into something that's really visual. So I wanted to start with that. And then, I mean, right next to it is the spillage, this oil spill on asphalt. So I felt like, again, the things that we leave behind on the ground, they just felt really like cohesive together. And
yeah.
then the second column, it looks, I think we kind of felt similarly about this, these tall vertical structures, one being really light and then dark, and then this orange, tying them together, just felt really pretty immediately easy to put together.
Yeah.
Then the third column, I mean, this soft yellow with this like single um, strand. The sort of feels like almost like a leftover on someone's desk, and that feels
Yeah.
very interior. And I
I
felt like
mean,
that
the
felt really a
I
very
know,
similar.
sorry, not to
Yeah,
cut you off. I know you texted me or the question the artist had about the pipe and the lighter.
yeah. They were not sure if that was okay to include.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's totally. I mean, it's a thing, right?
Yeah,
It's a thing for sure. So
again,
love
part
it.
of just our interior lives.
Yeah,
And
right, exactly.
I felt like that just felt so, it made so much sense with the laundry on the line. Again, sort of the intimate setting at home. And then I really like this pairing of the cars in the junkyard color pencil drawing paired with a caster sort of made immobile through tons of thread tangled up in it. So just like the automobile and the single caster.
Nice.
And then next, um, I mean, with Bain's drawings of the architectural um, sort of settings, I felt like it just made so much sense, sort of right next to this image of the cone sculpture on iPad, just because they're both sort of this digital process, both like with this, but then like this digital process next to a sculptural sort of setting just made a lot of sense with the digitally drawn architecture,
Yeah,
architectural building. And then next column, I don't know, I love the playfulness of the blue glove kind of appearing again across different contributions. And then, yeah, this Polaroid of the glove around a trash can, and then that playfulness kind of translating also to the next to the color pencil drawing next to it.
Mhm.
And then this column, this row, having again like two, construction, building material, like objects, just felt very related in terms of like a woven caution tape, and then like paint swatch of like purple foam.
Yeah.
And then for this line, it was really just pink.
Yeah,
They're both pink and they're both really fun and funky. So
for sure.
this row, I mean, I felt like there's a lot of really strong angled lines in both the digital drawing and then the color pencil drawing. It just felt like visually just the textures of those lines made sense.
Yeah.
And then up here, I'm not honestly not quite sure how I wasn't really done figuring out how I wanted to pair these, so I was kind of waiting to see what you did with them.
Yeah. Yeah. I yeah, I did all very similar. I guess now that I'm thinking about it, do we, well, maybe this is an offline conversation, but because this is a lot of contributions, right? If we're doing two a week, I think there's a lot here. I'm just wondering if we should get like fresh batch, fresh artists, or if throughout the year to maintain that continuity. I remember we were talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is sort of our first swing at like having a lot more contributors in the mix. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see. I mean, next round we're gonna have 24 images, so it'll be good to feel out how all of this adds up.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, I started from the top and worked to the bottom. Same thing. I posted, or I selected this one as a start because I feel like the sketch style would take the followers or viewers from 2022 easily into 2023. Obviously, the glove again, love it. I mean, that's a strong photo. I think you and I both agree that that could possibly be the cover photo, depending on what we receive in the next batch. Nothing too crazy here on the second row. I definitely like the sketch of the piece here, and then the pencil marks with it. And then obviously the juxtaposition next to an iPad modern. So that was pretty cool. Polaroids. I actually did not know that this was part of the same series. I feel like that spring coil really adds a different scale to it. And maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but I think it's cool after you pointed it out that these are similar. Same thing regarding the egg and the textile, although I do like how you had it on the right. That way, this piece is kind of looking towards the textile. And as I mentioned, I'm big on, we just watched Nope, the movie Nope. And have you seen it, by the way, Hope?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have? Okay, cool, cool. So
Mhm.
you know the structure of that talking about are coming down. So just love it. Can't say enough about how I'm geeking out about that. The caution's dope, as well as this caster here. Again, I mentioned that this kind of really relates to what we're doing right now. We have a client that has some casters, and the caster that we designed and built are just too big. Excuse me. The mobile display is too big for the casters that we have, so we have to go have the manufacturer come back out. So that's pretty cool, easily relatable. I thought the lines in the telephone tower, as well as the lines in the asphalt or the street here, are very similar, which I like that. Again, if we're thinking about images that we could use beyond the book, I mean, this is a strong image. I really like that image for sure. Um, Pink Panther with the pink sketch. I really like together. I think the colors complement each other. Again, maybe switching the location of these two. That way the structures or this like multifamily thing is open to the other art piece. And then yeah, right on, spot on regarding those other two pairs, the string with the clothes, the structure on the column with the kind of alien structure there. And then I just threw these two towards the end. Again, I think the color of the blue really complement each other. And then I have this guy just kind of waiting for a link in the next batch. So yeah, overall, pretty sweet. And if you want to talk a little bit more about the final layout.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a couple of things that we overlapped already, so that was a pretty easy. And I totally agree with you in terms of using the architectural sketch from Bain as sort of the connective tissue from last year to this year. So I think that that makes sense more of a first image. And I think, possibly using the glove image for the cover sounds really awesome. I think that would be, if thinking about the end life of this publication being a coffee table book, I think that would be a really fun photo to sit
Yeah.
on the tabletop.
I mean, I want to eventually get it. Like we should, like I think you and I have had the conversation where it's a large coffee table book, right? Just like stupid size for sure.
I mean, I love books that just take up space and
Yeah,
demand attention.
for sure, for sure. Um, by the way, I went to the bookstore in New York over in Chelsea or in the meatpacking district.
Printed matter,
What is it called?
printed matter.
No, not Printed Matter. It's like the actual publication. It starts with a T. I want to say Tuscan, but it's not Tuscan.
Hmm.
Anyways, they had a big ass magazines, and they had all of their like trays on it. I'm like, damn, I need to get one of those for some of my book too. So
Yeah, I think the final layout feels like a pretty good complement, like to everything that we talked about. I agree, at least with this row, like the two Polaroids facing each other feel kind of like a really nice, like playful gesture next to each other. And then if we go down, I think we agreed on these.
yeah, no, this is the one that you said,
Mhm.
that since the sketches are done on iPad, right? Like it'd be cool to have it side by side, which I agree. I didn't even think about it like that. So, and you know what I'm just realizing is that that column with the cones, is that this right here?
Yeah, it's the other image is a close-up of that column. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You can't even really tell. At
Yeah,
least I didn't know that.
I mean, I love being able to take multiple angles of some of these situations or materials that people have around in their spaces.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Then yeah, I think this is probably my number three for cover photo or back
Mm,
photo out of this batch.
yeah.
The glove and then the black and the asphalt one, and then this one for sure.
I like this bottom pairing that you put together. So that makes me feel, yeah, like these two are more connected. I think the blue like is a really great tie-in, and they're both
Yeah,
weavings. So.
right, right.
And then, yeah, I mean, that leaves these four that didn't really get a strong pairing. And I think, we have plenty to tide us over until our next submission. So we'll just wait and see what comes next that feels good with these.
Cool, cool.